Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me for this edition of Business Over Brunch. If you've been following the conversation over the last few weeks, our topic has been beauty is big business. So we've been talking to different brand owners and insiders of the beauty industry and talking a little bit about who they are, what they do, their why behind how they got started, and how they've managed to navigate their businesses through this pandemic. So today I'm super excited to have with me Miss Jessica Kidd. She is definitely a beauty bombshell in the making. So we are going to bring her on to talk about House of Bombshell and all of the great things that she has going on right now in the beauty industry. So Jessica, how
Hi.
are you? Thanks so much for joining me today. Definitely glad to have you here with us for brunch.
Thank
Super
you.
excited here. Of course. Thank you so much again. I know being a stylist and, things are definitely opening back up. You are definitely busy. So
Yes.
we definitely appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time today. So
Yeah.
before we get started, of course, it's brunch time. We have drinks somewhere on the menu. I'm being a little good today and I've been enjoying my little mocha macchiato. So what's your brunch drink that you're having today?
I'm always down for mimosa.
Always.
Cheers.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. And brunch time, mimosa is definitely the drink to go to. So thank you so much again. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, well, I am Jessica Kidd. I am the founder of House of Bombshell, LLC. I am the owner and master stylist operator of House of Bombshell Beauty Parlor. We opened our doors in 2018, but House of Bombshells, the Bombshell brand, has been around since 2007. So since then, we have spread our wings, we have expanded, and we have turned into a beauty parlor servicing women, from an array of beauty needs: hair, skin, makeup, lashes, brows, waxing, body waxing. So we also have apparel. We also have hair care, hair extensions. So now we are making that switch from a hair salon to a full out beauty and lifestyle brand. So it's been fun trying to make that happen. I also am the founder of two nonprofits: one, Beyond the Chair Inc., Hair and Makeup Artists Against Domestic Abuse,
Oh, wow.
and also Black Colorists Matter, my new baby.
I love it. I was wondering when I saw your website and I was like, beauty parlor. I haven't heard that in so long, but the way you bring it all together, it's definitely a beauty parlor, everything all in one. I
Yeah.
love it. So let's talk first. One is that, we've been going through a lot this last year. People have been, stressed out, finding out about different, healthcare concerns they didn't have in the past. And a lot of things have probably caused a lot of hair loss or things that they didn't, think about before. So within the beauty industry, what made you decide to say, okay, trichology is something that I definitely want to look into, to make a difference in that industry?
So for me, my family, we have a history of hair loss. So it's in our genes, androgenetic alopecia. So my hair is already starting to recede at this moment. But I started it because I had a lot of clients that were coming to me and they knew I specialized in healthy hair, so I could help their hair grow, the hair around what wasn't growing. And I also did a good job of camouflaging the issue. But the more and more I kept getting these clients, I wanted to know more about how to restore the hair that was lost, because I could help the hair that's on the head and make sure that grows healthy, but I needed more knowledge about the scalp and what goes on underneath and what will make these follicles open up and hair to grow out of it. So if they weren't dead. One of my clients, she said, Jess, it's hardly any trichologist in this area. I had to go all the way out to DC. Like, that's just so far. It's only 45 minutes away. but it would be more convenient if her hairstylist could offer this service. So she said, I think that you should really try to get into this. So, of course, being a cosmetologist, I'm already familiar with trichology. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do my research. And I did. So since we have a family history of it, my mom was suffering from hair loss really bad. And I was like, you can be my guinea pig. If I mess up on you, you can't sue me. So she was my guinea pig after I took the class. It was a 2-day course. We did practical and theory book work, and my mom's hair has grown significantly, even in areas where she thought that there would be any more hair loss. And really, she was my first success story. So after I helped her hair grow back, I showed other clients who were suffering, and they're like, oh, so I don't have to wear a weave anymore. I can actually grow my hair back. I'm like, yes, you can. So that's how all of that started, and it's been good since then. It's so fulfilling, for a client to come in and feel like hopeless,
Right.
They have gone to a dermatologist, or they have been to hairstylists who said that they can help. But like me, how I once was, yes, I can help the hair that's already there, but I can't do anything for the hair that's not, because I just don't have that extensive knowledge. So now they feel like, oh, well, I'm in the care of a hairstylist. She's not only going to help my hair, but she's also going to help restore and regrow my hair. So that's the long story on how.
It's okay. I love it. Oftentimes, and that's the thing about being a business owner, and then especially in the beauty industry, a lot of times we do meet people who their purpose is because of their own personal testimony or their own personal, family history. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was in college, like 20 years ago, and she lost like the middle part of her hair. And I love beauty. I wasn't a stylist then, nor am I now. I did have my license for a little while, a few years back. But, if I had known about trichology, and maybe if it was something that was big then, I'm just thinking about how that could have made an impact. Because like you said, she did try to camouflage it as much as possible. She'd wear, hair pieces or wigs. But there's nothing like, being able to feel your own hair. So I definitely love that. And I'm loving the fact that you're able to help so many people, outside of your family history. And you mentioned your client saying the need. Was there any particular client need that also encouraged you to, look into that? What was that case like?
Yes, definitely. So I would say one of my clients in particular, she referred her grandmother to me, and she was, I would say she was probably, because I would get clients after my mom. A lot of them were like postpartum alopecia. So after they had a baby, and then they're having that kind of hair loss, and that was typically easy to restore. But I had a client who, like your mom, their crown was, almost gone, and their edges, and honey, they're supposed to continue coming back, but they get so excited when
I see it. I don't need you no more.
I'm like, you're supposed to keep coming. They're like, oh, it's fine, and which is okay if it's not genetic. So when it's in your genes, we can treat it, and as long as you keep using the product and we keep treating your hair, it will continue to grow. But as soon as we stop, it'll come back out, because it's just in your genes. It's hereditary. So I would say one of my clients, her grandmother. Another one of my clients who was actually a referral. Most of them are referrals. They wanted me. They were just looking for some type of hope, and it just made me want to learn and want to expand and really give them what they are looking for and what they really truly need. Because so many of them say, I've been to a dermatologist and I tried this, and dermatologists, they know skin, they don't know hair, so a lot of the things that they prescribe to you, it's good, but it just lays on top of your hair. So it's not penetrating into that follicle where the hair growth really needs to take place. So yes, beyond my mom and my first client who put the bug in my ear, I did have a few other clients who definitely inspired me to not only pursue it, but to keep going, because
Right.
it's never ending. The learning just never stops.
I can definitely see that. And I'm glad you mentioned something about dermatology, because I was going to ask you this later on. But with developing your products, you make a good point about they know the skin. So you didn't really have to, rely on a dermatologist as like a consultant, or how'd you begin to develop those products to begin to, help your clients with their home management, of their hair?
So the same client, the initial client, she was like, "Jess, you can do this. I can buy oils from you." I'm like, "You just have so much faith in me." I'm like, okay. So of course, before I do anything, I'm definitely going to do my research and make sure that it is I'm using the correct essential oils, ingredients, period. So I just began doing my research. What helps regrow hair? What helps stimulate the follicle? What helps nourish the scalp? Because a lot of people, they will create oils and, but you don't want to cause a buildup on the follicle. So
Right.
I always say my oils aren't to really, if you're looking for a really oily oil, it's really not going to be the best option for you. House of Bombshell oils are more so for treatment, to treat
Okay.
your hair. So if you're suffering from hair loss, you want to get the hair growth oil, because it's going to penetrate, it's going to absorb right into your follicle and help regrow hair, and it works. Yeah.
So even for someone who's not suffering from hair loss, if there's someone who wants to get to like hair growth goals, like I know for me, I know we're talking about hair loss, but for me, I'm trying to get mine to a certain length. So the hair growth oil will still work. It's not just to treat the hair loss.
No, absolutely not. It will still work. And we also have another oil that really helps hydrate and nourish the hair strand. So that one is the pre-salon oil treatment. So that is really good if you already have hair, but you're really not worried about hair growth. I mean, hair loss, restoring hair loss, but you want hair growth. So we have different oils depending on what you want. And we also have a dry, itchy scalp, and what you need. We also have a dry, itchy scalp oil that helps soothe and restore the scalp and nourish it. Yeah.
So you have everything that people need, no matter what state.
We got you covered.
All right. So we definitely want to remind everyone that, we do have Miss Jessica here, and she is with the House of Bombshell. She's created this whole line. But Jessica, I love everything that you're doing. I do want to ask, so we know trichology, you of course had to become certified in that. For someone who's coming to see you, or, a trichologist from a budget standpoint, because I know a lot of times people are concerned about, can I afford to keep it up? So is it something that they would have to worry about an additional budget, or is it just like a normal trip, to see you in the chair?
I would say it is sort of an additional budget, but it is a take-home kit. So if you need a more of an aggressive approach to restoring your hair, I am partnered with a company called XTC. So that is actually a take-home kit that you use for 90 days, and that can be kind of pricey or shocking to a customer who isn't used to paying for something like that for their hair, especially someone suffering from, hair loss. So we make it easy. We say you can break it down as a payment. All you have to do is pay a deposit. We'll get your kit order, and then when you come back, you can pay the balance. So it is an additional budget because of everything that comes into the kit, but we make it really easy for you so that it won't be such a difficult time paying for it.
Awesome. So definitely, if you are experiencing hair loss, you definitely want to make sure, and you're in the Baltimore area or can get to her, definitely make sure that you check out House of Bombshell with Miss Jessica Kidd and her staff. So as you can see from my red hair, I love to play in color.
Love
I've been
it.
wearing it for a while. Thank you. And I'm really intrigued by your movement with Black Colorists Matter. I
Thank
have a
you.
cousin who is a stylist and she is a colorist. So I definitely will be sharing that with her. What brought that about?
So I am a colorist and hairstylist, and I would find myself posting pictures and products and tools and tagging these brands and companies that I was using, and I wouldn't get a like, I wouldn't get a repost, I wouldn't get a oh thank you for using our product, how did you like it, like anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, not that I needed that, but I'm looking at my Caucasian peers and they're getting reposted, they're getting opportunities and, free product and all of this. So I'm like, why aren't you doing the same thing for Black colorists and Black stylists? And I just saw it becoming a trend and I didn't like it. So being the rebel that I am, I was like, forget y'all. I'm going to start my own thing, and it's going to be for us, by us. It's going to be a platform where Black colorists and artists are celebrated. It's going to be a platform where we're reposted, where you can come and learn, and it's going to be a vehicle for deeper engagement amongst us. Just all love. Like, it's just a family over there, Black Colorists Matter. But I was just tired of the lack of diversity and inclusion across these hair brands. It was unfair.
Mm-hmm.
And I was tired of trying to, I felt like I was begging, and my peers were begging to be a part of these brands and their hair pages, and we don't need. We're gonna create our own lane. We're gonna create our own table.
Awesome. I love it. And that's been a big conversation in the beauty industry for a long time in regards to diversity and inclusion. And then especially since, everything that's happened in the last year. I was talking with my mentor and, we're in several groups and she always says, now is the time to capitalize on, persons of color. So I love it. It's definitely something that is needed. And you're absolutely correct. I see, videos, tutorials reposted all the time by brands with like rainbow hair, ombre hair, different color hair. And it's rarely, any of us. So I'm definitely looking forward to, viewing the page, looking, learning, and of course, being a support. So anybody who is a stylist or specializes in color is a colorist, do they just follow the page? How do they support? How do they become involved?
Yes, just follow Black Colorists Matter on Instagram. We have not started our Facebook page yet, but it's coming. We are working on our website as well. But if you want to support and donate to help with those things, we have a store, a Teespring store. The link is in our bio on Instagram, and you can purchase t-shirts, sweatshirts, posters, stickers, just anything to help build that awareness and represent for your culture.
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to be supported. I'm not a colorist, but I try some things. Right. I try some things.
Colored hair. So
yes. So I absolutely love it. And one of our next topics coming up, I was actually thinking about this earlier this week and had no clue about your nonprofit, about how people use their beauty background to give back. So tell us a little bit about your nonprofit.
Yes, Beyond the Chair.
Yes.
Yes, Beyond the Chair Inc. I'm so sensitive about it. It's a sensitive subject,
It is.
And it's taboo. Nobody wants to talk about domestic violence. But it's very real. And I noticed that we can be closer to our clients and we know more things than their closest friend would. So I'm like, because I have experienced domestic violence when I was younger in my 20s, I know, and it was more verbal, but sometimes those scars are, leave more.
Bad. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I knew how good it felt just to put on makeup, just to get my hair done, just to get my hair shampooed by somebody else. Like, it feels amazing. It feels good to be able. When you look good, you feel good. That's just the bottom line. So I'm like, okay, I'm always getting paid for what I do. I want I want to do something where I can give my gift to someone else and get nothing in return. And it's just so fulfilling to see those women when we are able to provide those services. They come in and some of them are happy, but you could tell some of them are very, sad about their situation because, we were going to shelters, and seeing them smile and us being able to put a smile on their faces, and they leave just feeling so happy, asking, when are you coming back? I want you to come back. Like, it's just so touching. It's just feels so good. But
It really does.
beyond the service part, I just wanted to bring more awareness to the cause, because no one really wants to really talk about domestic violence like that, and we make a lot of excuses for it, but women are getting killed out here, men too, but women are getting killed out here. We have to talk more about domestic violence.
Definitely. I love it. As a publicist, I've represented, a salon, which also had a beauty school. And that was one of the things that we did. And we called it For the Love. And so we partnered with the local shelter. And one year, one of my friends here, he has a transportation company. They had a party bus, and we went and picked them up and brought them to the salon and, had their hair done, nails, makeup, foods. I'm definitely thinking about bringing that back, because you're right. It gives you a really good feeling when you can just pour into someone by something as simple as, shampooing their hair, getting their makeup done or their nails done. For that moment in time, they're not in the shelter. They're not worried about, what comes next. So absolutely, congratulations. And I wish you all the best with that project, because it is definitely needed, and you're right, as stylist for my short time in the chair, it's like you're the therapist.
Their backs are turned away. They don't have to look at you. They just let it all out. Like, it's like, okay, I wasn't ready, but here we are.
It comes with it, and depending upon what industry you're in, I was in corporate for a long time, and there we used to joke and say we also came out of work with the psychiatry degree or psychology degree, because we couldn't prescribe medicine, even though sometimes it was needed. So you have to be a special someone, to be a stylist, just beyond, having the talent. You have to be able to, give back in so many different ways. With one of the questions that we've asked this season, our topic is beauty is big business, and we're coming out of, or kind of still in, this global pandemic. And you guys, stylists were hit very hard when this initially happened, because it was like shut down by this day, this time, don't go back in until we say so, type situation. And we tried, I saw a lot of stylists say, don't tell me to teach classes, don't tell me what to do during this time. So of course you have your store, but what are some things that you did to help you navigate during that time? And did you see a difference, either positive or negative, in the impact of the business?
Yes. So when we first shut down, I was just like, what is going on here? Like, what are we going to do? Because we were 100, I would say 90% just a service-based, predominantly service-based business. So if we didn't provide a service, if we didn't do someone's hair, we didn't do someone's lashes or eyebrows or waxing, we were not making money. And that really made me start brainstorming and realizing you have to pivot this thing, because if this happens again, you definitely have to be more prepared in that aspect. So I'm like, okay, we have all this cute apparel, and
it is too. I'm going back online.
T-shirts, hats, we have hair products that actually work. We have hair extensions, clip-ins, things that clients can do at home if they need to do a Zoom call, for work. We have all these things. Why aren't we pushing it more? So I'm like, oh no, we need to push this. I gave my all of my staff, coupon codes so they could promote it. It'll also be an incentive for them. So they, when they did sell or someone bought using that code, they got money too while we were on break. It started making me think that way. Like, okay, we need to push our accessories and apparel and all extensions, all of that more, because we are so much more than just a beauty parlor. So definitely had a negative impact, but not for long. Because one thing about me, I'm definitely a hustler. So once I cry about it first, I'm definitely going to cry about it first. But after that, I'm going to get up and I'm like, hit, in the ring, like, come on, let's go get it. And during those 3 months that we were closed, we made more in retail than we have ever made in the history of our business. Yes, thank you.
I love to hear it.
Yes, I'm like, this can be done. This can be done. So that same energy, I'm like, I'm going to continue putting that into it. So I'm like, okay, we need to redo our website. So we're in the process of doing that to make it more product friendly. Of course, we're not leaving the hair salon to the wayside, but we're going to put the products in the forefront and turn this thing into a lifestyle and beauty brand, so people know House of Bombshell is really the bomb, and they do more than just good hair.
I love it. So and like I said, you have a lot of stuff. When I was going through the website, I was like, oh, wait, it's another tab?
Yes.
It's another tab? Like, she got this, like, for real. B Bomb AF is truly all across the page. So I'm going to be shopping. So, yes. Should this, God forbid, happen again, or it still takes a little bit longer for us to come out of this, like, what advice would you give to your fellow stylists in regards to, just opening up and be open to all the different possibilities? Because there are some people who are just behind the chair and they don't want to, think outside the box. So how would you encourage them to, think of something different to do in addition to that? Because we've already seen that this can happen, that you can be shut down in a moment's notice.
Yes. First and foremost, I would definitely say to really get your business in order. So many of my colleagues, they weren't eligible for certain grants and at first, certain grants and certain loans because they didn't have their business together. So you need to sit down with someone, maybe an accountant, a business coach, or someone that can help you get your affairs in order, so that if this does happen again, you can be eligible for certain grants and certain loans. Definitely try, now that things are starting to pick back up, try to build up your savings, because while you're waiting for those grants and loans, you're going to need some cushion there.
Bills still continue, yes.
And this time I was like, oh, forget 3-6 months. No, why we need a whole year. Like you really need that cushion to make sure that you're going to be okay until those grants and loans come through. Also, I would say try to get a product. You are, even if you don't really feel like you have a brand, you are a brand, so maybe try to think about what type of product you would want to offer to your clients, something that they can take home that will help them, whether you're in skin or hair or makeup, some type of product. Also digital goods. I know that helped me personally, because I did about two years ago, yes, I did like a coaching program where it was all virtual, but I couldn't didn't have the time to really do that again. So that same program I put into an ebook and I sold that. So try to figure out some type of digital good.
Mhm.
And if you are great at something, it is your specialty, and for sure that people need to learn this and would want to learn this, set up a virtual class
Yeah.
and charge people. And it doesn't have to be a lot. Build your way up into that amount, but you can also do that too.
Awesome. Yes, those are some really good things, and especially like with the digital products. And I
Yeah.
know every state is different, but the one benefit that we have here in North Carolina is that you don't have to be a stylist to teach a class where stylists can get their CE credits. So, that's also a really good thing. So, yeah, so if you offered a class virtually, people here could take it. They would just need to, verify the website, or I've done webinars, and part of my promotion was that they could get credit for it, and they would just need to show proof that they attended the class, which would just be their receipt and the
Wow.
content. So yeah, so it's so many different ways that we can continue to navigate this as we're coming out of it. Jessica, this has been a great conversation. I have enjoyed
So
speaking
much.
with you. I do have one other question. So I see, of course, that you have a degree in PR and
Yeah.
you're going for your master's in strategic communication. So with everything that you have going on,
I
are you
know,
going
right?
to transition into PR, or is it more for you to be a support to your business and others in the industry?
Yep, exactly what you said. It's more to be a support to my business and my brand and to others in the industry. So it's been very helping especially my team with that background or that knowledge in PR, like getting them to see a bigger picture, how to communicate with the public, so our clients and customers, even each other. So strategic communications has been healthy in that aspect. I wanted to be a more effective leader. I wanted to communicate better with my staff and my clients, just so sometimes I can be a little just straight to the point. And sometimes in business, when you're dealing with people and a staff, that's not always the best thing. So learning how to be a strategic communicator, getting the message across in a more effective way, whether it's in-house or with the public, has definitely had a positive impact on the business. So I just want to use both of those things to help build up this beauty industry, this hair industry, especially in our community, even more.
Right. Awesome. I am here for it. So we're still going to consider you a PR girl.
Yes.
So I know you have a great team as well. Deja
Yeah.
and I have been friends in the industry for years. So
Yeah.
congratulations to everything that you have going on.
Thank you so
Is there
much.
room for anything else? Is there something we should be looking forward to from you and House of Bombshell for the rest of the year?
Just look for, we are in the process of rebuilding, revamping our website. So that's going to launch sometime this summer. We have our bombshell bag. So now they're going to have a toiletry bag
Ooh.
yes, join them. So that also releases this summer. I'm so excited. I'm kind of like doing a test on them right now, making sure they're good and durable like the bombshell bags. But those are the two things I would say that I'm most excited about for House of Bombshell. But for me, I finally get to have my wedding with my beautiful husband
Oh,
this
congratulations.
next month. So I'm excited about that. So everything else is coming after.
Right. So in the midst of all of this, you've been planning a wedding. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Woo. I know what that's like from the other side. My cousin got married last September, but she had to keep pushing her wedding back because she was originally like when everything got shut down. So
Yes.
congratulations. I know that has been like a whirlwind of going through all of that. So
yes.
congratulations and blessings for the best in
Thank
everything.
you. Thank
So
you.
we are going to go ahead and bring this conversation to a close. I feel like we can keep talking about all the things that you have going on. This has been so much fun. Right. I need some more of my mocha to keep my energy level up for the rest of the day. So this has been great. Jessica, thank you again for being a guest on Business Over Brunch. I have truly enjoyed, of course, having you on. So again, we are going to be here every first and third Saturday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And every month that there is a fifth Saturday, be on the lookout for what we have next with our interactive. Until the next time, be blessed and enjoy whatever is on your brunch menu.